Bart is back, back again. Bart is back. Tell a friend and make sure it's a lovable friend. Let's do it live. We'll do it live. I'll write it myself. We'll do it live. We'll do it live on this October 23rd, 20 and the 23. That's right. On the Mayan calendar, it's 11:58 a.m. on the Swatch Watch. And yeah, I was out last week in Mexico, Viva la Mexico, drinking plenty of cervezas and the tequila, the Mexican water, and the margaritas. Then, of course, the Barta Special. The Barta Special has been a drink I've been drinking for years down in the Mexico. I make sure all the bartenders know that it is indeed called the Barta Special. Barta Special. It is vodka, top shelf liquor is what I prefer. So I was drinking Grey Goose with that Barta Special on this trip. Grey Goose vodka, soda, and then just a splash of toronja, which is grapefruit juice. So that is my go-to pool time and beach time drink in the Mexico until we get into the evening, and then we just, whatever I'm feeling like at that point. So that's what we have going on. It was 8 of us, 4 couples, and I'm telling you, we had a magnificent time. Glad to be back as usual, though. I'm always, as an introvert, by the end of a trip where you're doing a lot of talking and joking around and stuff, by the end of it, I just need a little downtime. So I'm happy to be home with you today on this Monday. Let's take a look, though, real quick, what went on last week. Did have some action from the cellular device, making some trades. So, here's some of the things that went on. L3 Harris, McDonald's, Hyatt, PBF Energy. We've got the Smuckers that, it's made me look like a schmuck, but we're trying to still make some dollar bills on them. Arista Networks, Jackson Financial, Fastly, Bank of America, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, Clean Spark, Colgate, AT and the T, ET Phone Home, ET Transfer, and then Clean Spark for a total of $3,318 collected in premium last week while I was on the shores of the Caribbean Sea. Caribbean Queen. So let's go on over to the Robinhood and check out what's going on the expiration list. It looks like we're up $7,900 today because the market has been, it's been taking us downtown to Chinatown. But we're going to look at little voodoo magic I have in mind for you, and just see if we can come close to any of the predictions based on the voodoo trades. We'll do that in just a moment. Let's go through this list. AbbVie calls. I would imagine all of my calls are probably looking good, and then all the puts might be looking like they're in trouble. So there's AbbVie at 76% profit, Amazon 62%, Amazon 35%. Those could easily change because they do report this week. Am I correct, Amundo, on that? Let's see here. Amazon, I believe, is it might be as early as tomorrow, or is it Thursday? Let's take a look at Amazon. Got some big boys reporting this week. So October 26th, that would be, is that Thursday? Yeah, so that's Thursday. Amazon will report. Amazon, Meta, Google, Verizon, all kinds of reporting going on today. So it could be a very, very big week in the market. I'm looking over, seeing that the S&P index, the SPX. I like to look at the SPX. I think it gives a great total gauge of the market. Currently at 4250 or 4241, so we'll keep an eye on that because I've got some theories. To run by you, but back to the big board, we've got the Amazon, Arista Networks. Those are underwater, but I'm still just collecting money as long as I can on those calls. Because if you look, I've got the 182.50, which is what I paid for them, and it's currently trading at 188.45. But I've collected. If we go to Arista Networks and look at what we've collected in the dollar bills, we will see some pretty good pocket change that we've put up into the Velcro wallet. There's $91 there, 84, 162, 352, 255. So what is that? 5, 6, 7, 60, 869. So almost $1,000 of premium since September 19th. So just over a month. So that's a nice little tiny home because we paid $18,249.50 for that tiny home. and have collected nearly $1,000 in dollar bills since we constructed said tiny home. CRISPR, of course, those calls are doing well because CRISPR is downtown. All the solar stocks are making our butts stink, including Canadian Solar. So at this point, I've looked at, and I'll continue to look at before I do so, but I've rolled out the barrel, I think, as long as I'm going to be able to do on Canadian Solar before taking possession of those shares. And then I'll likely begin to sell covered calls under what I'm going to pay for. Yep, that's just part of the nature of the beast on the wheel strategy on selling the options. So I was looking at $23 covered calls just to get some action going on those. And then I'll be able to protect them if it goes awry on me. Double Dog Dare You was downtown today, but it is making a little bit of a recovery. Now it was in the 83s, upper 83s. Now it's at almost $86. So those still showing downward minus 27.5%, but those should recover. $95 calls on Datadog at 94% profit. Deer at 93.8. Had some signs. You ever have signs like, oh, that must be a sign? So I'm at so where we were at, there was a little upgrade that got us into the VIP section. So the VIPs had their own private bar outside of the pool with the top shelf liquor. It was right between, so it was like from the pool area to the entry of the beach. So it was like a perfect location. So me and my friends, we'd go up to the bar and just cause havoc and sing songs at the top of our lung, whatever was playing on the radio. And I'm sitting there with my Packers hat on, and my brother had his on as well. And the gentleman's like, hey, go Pack, go. And we're like, oh, you a Packers fan? He says, yeah. I go, where are you from? He said, Canada. I'm like, we don't run into a lot of Packers fans from Canada. How'd you come about being a Packers fan? And he said, well, my father owned a John Deere dealership, and I liked the colors, and the Packers had similar colors. So I've been a lifelong Packers fan. And he said, on Sunday, I'll wear for you my Packers swimsuit and matching swim shirt. And I said, we're leaving Saturday morning. So, and I was joking. I go, you should go to your room now and change into that. And about an hour later, he came down in his full Green Bay Packers swim shirt and swim shorts, and we were all cheering him on. So that was one sign. And then this lady was swimming around with a John Deere hat on, and she was a Mexican lady. And I said, hey, John Deere, I like your hat. And she didn't speak English, but she pointed at her husband, and he came over and he spoke English and said that he works for John Deere, and it was his hat. So those were two big signs to me that John Deere may remain in my possession. Your little tangents going off already, huh? Well, I've missed you. I've missed you. Fastly calls looking good, 85% profit there. But the puts, 1450. I think they're still fine, though. Let's click through and see where they're at right now. No, they're not fine. They're under pressure. So Fastly currently at 1462. We'll gladly take them at 1450 if need be, and then just turn around, sell some covered calls. Gilead, that was in the money last week. Now those $79 calls, I know Gilead had gone down. Oh, it's still close to 78, so it could still trigger. Gilead, I'd probably let those go. I'd have to check to see when the ex-dividend date is to determine whether or not I'm going to let those go. If it does indeed reach 79, it could easily not. We'll talk about that in a second. Boys in the Hood, Robin Hood right here, 950 puts. Those are underwater, aren't they? Yeah, 937 on Robin Hood. We'd own Robin Hood at 950 if so, but we'll check on the math to determine whether we'll roll those out and collect more dollar bills or take possession and ownership in the company. Johnson & Johnson at 97% because Johnson & Johnson just like was playing shoots and ladder. And they're at 152.05, so they're $10 off, and they were around 160 last week. So wow. That's all right. We'll just keep collecting premium and dividends on Johnson and the Johnson. So we got a lot going on this week because I had moved a bunch of positions to the 27th. So I wasn't bothered on vacation, and any new positions went to the 27th or later. So on semiconductor at 98%, on semiconductor 83 puts under pressure. So that's a big difference there. I thought $83 puts were like safe as a baby, all swaddled up in a safe room, but currently no. Those are under pressure there. Path, we got 1450. Puts are doing fine. Palantir puts, they're under a little bit of a pressure. In fact, this morning, Palantir got how low? How low can you go? It was under 16, I know. Under $16 today, but already back up to $16.30. So Palantir $15 puts under a little bit of pressure. So that'll, we'll see what the market does for the rest of the week. And again, it could literally go either way. Oh, really, Bart? Profound. PayPal $52 puts, put those on and thought there's no chance. But those are under pressure because PayPal hit a 52-week low today. Quiet Riot, they're doing well. 850 puts, 77% of the profit there. 750 calls. Unfortunately, 75% of the profit because SoFi trading under $7.50 a share. AT&T, I had rolled these out, and right now those 1550 calls looking good. Teladoc, I think Teladoc has earnings this week also, so that'll be very interesting. What's up, Doc? Let's see. I believe it is. Okay, so earnings is tomorrow on Teladoc. And currently Teladoc trading up a bit today at 18.58. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. Faux shizzle. Target 122 calls at 93% profit. The Tesla calls at 99.65% profit because they played Chutes and Ladder after their earnings. In fact, I might buy some more Tesla as soon as, is it today? Let's check. They're up today a bit. You know what? They're trading at 215.68. So might grab 100 shares today. We'll see on that. UPS 146 puts, unfortunately under pressure because UPS is trading around 150 right now. I would imagine that's going to be safe, but we'll see. UPS 160 calls. I did have these at 157.50 and I rolled them out and up because UPS was doing real well at the end of the week. And then we have Verizon $34 calls. Currently sitting pretty, but they do have earnings this week as well. I would imagine the Verizon earnings report is going to be good because AT&T's was good, so we shall see. Walgreens upgraded today by one of those analysts, and I got $24 calls on the table. Is that this week? Yeah, that's this week. And currently Walgreens trading at $22.12. I'd be half tempted to try to close those at $3 a contract. So we'll consider that. And continuing down there, Target, Tesla, UPS, Verizon, Walgreens. So that is it for the week there. So let's look at the Voodoo chart just to see what's up. Where is that thing right here? So let's pull this thing up. My big head should reappear in just a moment. So this is the SPX. This is a 6-month chart based on daily candles, okay? We talked about this, it was probably 2 weeks ago, and we were counting the essentially what the Elliott theory states, which is markets go up and down in 5 trends, either ABCs or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s, okay? So right now, it appears we are indeed in a 5 down, okay, on the market. So this, again, is the SPX, which I think is the most indicative of the total market. So we've got from our July highs, we have a 1 down to mid-August, a 2 up. Okay, that's the green line. You see the red down, the green up. Then we got... And so the 3 down should always go further down than the 1 down. So, and it should be the longest in out of the 5 legs, okay, the trend lines. So this is downtown to Chinatown, and it's longer than the 1, okay? And then we went up to the 4 up, and we talked about it in that video that we should probably see, right around 4380, which, these are essentially, would you call them educated guesses? I guess so, because we went up to like 4379, and then it started to come down, which I believe to be the 5th leg down. Now, this 5th leg needs to go down further than the lowest part of the 3rd, but not be as long of a trend line as the 3rd. And again, this is according to Elliott wave theory and Fibonacci retracement. Start studying it or not, because there's been so many times where I'm like, this is just too complicated for me. So here's my thoughts on this, okay, from based on what I've studied, and that is this: we should find that 4250 is around our resistance if we're going to continue down. If 4250, if we're able to get up into 4250 and break above it, then we may be able to consider that the 5th leg is in on the downtrend and we could be heading back up. So what we want to look for, though, is can we now, if it is going to indeed 4250 provide support, can we see it bounce off of that support at 4250 and bust its way back up over 43? If we can get over 43 and hold it for a couple of days while trending up, then we might be able to get to that 4350 from there, 4400. If we do indeed hit 4400 anytime soon, then I think it's going to just keep continuing the rocket up to at least 4600. However, if we're not able to hold that 4250, then what we'll be looking for is a 4160. Okay. That's pretty specific. Hey, I'm just doing the math based on the Fibonacci retracement, and around the 4160. It could be 4160, 4165. If that number then does not hold, then look out below. We could be back in the 3000s, according to, and then we've got a 5th leg down, but it could be a 5th leg down with a diagonal. What does that mean? That just means more pain. What did Mr. T say? Prediction? Pain. Rocky 3. If you saw that movie, you're probably pretty good. So that is the thoughts on this first video back. And what I love is, make these crazy predictions, and then you can't do, I'm going to leave them up. So I could be completely wrong, or what kind of turned out to be from the previous voodoo video, almost spot on what we're going to hit on that 4th leg up, which was the 4380, then on its way down. So I'm hoping, as a bull, I'm hoping that we can find support at that 4250 and then go above and stay above, because right now we have gone back above it. We're at 4254, so we have that. We have that going for us. So I'm looking for that to go up. I'd love to go up to 4600. If not, if we lose that support, then we could find ourselves in a lot of trouble. So there we have it on this Monday. Hope you're doing well. Like, support the love with a like button. Share it with one of your good friends, not some jackwagon. We just want good people around here. Make sure you are indeed a subscriber. Leave me a lovable comment. Welcome me back to the greatest country on earth, the United States. And I will see you in the next video.